Good morning, and welcome to Horizon News Network. I'm your host, and today we bring you urgent and deeply concerning developments from the Middle East, where the United Arab Emirates has come under direct attack in a rapidly escalating regional conflict. In what officials are calling a coordinated assault, the UAE has been targeted with a series of missile and drone strikes, marking yet another dangerous expansion of hostilities across the Gulf. According to initial reports from authorities, at least 5 people have been injured in the attacks. Emergency services responded swiftly, and while the injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening, the incident underscores the growing risks facing civilians in what was once considered a relatively stable area of the region. The attacks reportedly involved a combination of missiles and unmanned aerial systems, commonly known as drones, aimed at key locations within the country. While officials have not yet disclosed all targeted sites, early indications suggest that both strategic infrastructure and populated areas may have been affected. Air defense systems were immediately activated. Residents in several parts of the UAE reported hearing loud explosions in the sky, sounds that authorities later confirmed were the result of interception efforts. Defense systems engaged incoming threats, successfully neutralizing several projectiles before they could reach their intended targets. However, not all threats were intercepted. Some projectiles managed to strike near critical zones, causing localized damage and injuries. Emergency response teams, including firefighters and medical personnel, were deployed within minutes, working to contain the situation and assist those affected. Images and eyewitness accounts from the ground describe scenes of confusion and urgency, sirens echoing through the night, emergency vehicles rushing to impacted areas, and residents seeking safety as the attacks unfolded. For many, this was a moment that brought the reality of the broader regional conflict directly to their doorstep. Until now, the UAE had largely managed to avoid becoming a primary target in the ongoing crisis. But today's events signal a significant shift. This is no longer a distant conflict. It is now reaching into the Gulf. Authorities in the UAE have moved quickly to reassure the public, emphasizing that security forces remain in full control of the situation. Officials have also urged residents to remain calm, follow official guidance, and avoid spreading unverified information. Airspace monitoring has been intensified, and additional security measures are being implemented across key and infrastructure sites. While no group has officially claimed responsibility for the attacks at this time, analysts suggest that the strikes are likely connected to the broader regional tensions involving Iran and its adversaries. The use of drones and missiles in combination is a tactic that has become increasingly common in modern warfare, particularly in conflicts where precision and psychological impact are key objectives. Drones, in particular, offer a unique advantage. They can be launched from a distance, navigate complex routes, and strike with precision, often evading detection until the final moments. When used alongside missiles, they create a layered threat that can overwhelm even advanced defense systems. Today's attack appears to reflect that strategy. It also raises serious questions about the landscape in the region. The UAE is home to critical energy infrastructure, major financial hubs, and one of the busiest aviation networks in the world. An attack on any of these sectors has implications not just for the country, but for the global economy. Markets are already reacting. Investors are closely watching developments, particularly in the energy sector, where nations play a central role. Any sustained instability could lead to disruptions in supply, increased and broader economic uncertainty. At the same time, the international community is beginning to respond. Governments around the world are condemning the attacks and calling for restraint. Diplomatic channels are being activated in an effort to prevent further escalation, but as we have seen in recent days, the situation on the ground remains highly volatile. This latest incident adds to a growing list of flashpoints across the region. From missile strikes on military bases to attacks on energy facilities and now direct assaults the conflict is expanding rapidly. Each new development increases the risk of a broader regional war, one that could draw in multiple countries and reshape the geopolitical landscape. For the UAE, the immediate focus is on recovery and security. Medical teams are continuing to treat the injured, while authorities assess the extent of the damage. Investigations are underway to determine the exact nature of the attacks, including the types of weapons used and their of origin. At the same time, military and officials are reviewing their response to identify any gaps and strengthen defenses against future threats. This is a moment of a test of resilience, preparedness, and the ability to adapt in the face of an evolving threat environment. For residents, it is also a moment of uncertainty. The sounds of explosions, even when caused by defensive interceptions, serve as a stark reminder of how quickly can be disrupted. And yet, there is also a sense of determination. Authorities have emphasized that the UAE remains committed to maintaining stability and protecting its people. Public services continue to operate, and efforts are being made to ensure that daily life can proceed as normally as possible under the circumstances. But the broader question remains: what comes next? Will these attacks be followed by further strikes? Will there be a coordinated response from the UAE or its allies? And can diplomatic efforts succeed in preventing a wider conflict? At this stage, there are no easy answers. The situation is evolving rapidly, and each development carries the potential to either escalate or de-escalate tensions. What is clear, however, is that the Middle East is at a critical juncture. They of today are not isolated. They are part of a larger pattern, one that is reshaping alliances, testing systems, and challenging the of international diplomacy. Here at Horizon News Network, we are committed to bringing you accurate, timely, and comprehensive coverage of this unfolding crisis. We will continue to monitor the situation closely, providing updates as new information becomes available. In moments like these, information is not just valuable, it is essential. For now, the UAE remains on high alert, the region remains tense, and the world continues to watch. I'm your host, and this has been Horizon News Network.